Yeah, it's live now. And you can just, you can close your eyes. Relax your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your wrists, and all the way to your fingers. There's nothing for you to think about or worry about. You are here and now. With each breath, you are going deeper and deeper, feeling so relaxed and so peaceful. And when I say blue duck, blue duck, you go to the deepest and ready to be connected. And today, I like to invite the energy that is related to Air India AI 171. This incident that happened today. So I like to know the truth about this crash. When I count to 3, the related energy will come through. 1, coming through this body. 2 and 3. Hello, who I'm speaking with?
This is Cyrus.
Cyrus?
Yeah.
Tell me more. What do you mean Cyrus is your name?
Yes.
So can you identify yourself?
I'm an ET.
You're ET?
Yes.
And tell me more why you think you're the most appropriate energy for this crash.
Because I was there when it happened.
Okay.
And I was overseeing the entire process. I was guiding the souls on where to go next, in case they were confused.
So, but what is the true reason for this crash?
What do you mean by true reason? Is there a fake reason that you guys are seeing?
No, I'm saying that, right, it's a crash, but, right, there's always a spiritual reason.
Well, yes, the souls have had a contract to leave at that time. That's just a pure reason why it happened.
So all the souls, let's say 240 people, they made an agreement. I mean,
they have agreed to leave to end their experience at that time in that way.
So they made this, let's say, agreement when they're here or before they came to Earth?
Well, they made the agreement to end their life, and it really depends on case-by-case basis. Some of them have done what they have needed to do on Earth and have made the agreement after they have done what they need to do. Some of them have already had a premeditated plan to die in a certain way at a certain time.
So what's the reason?
So it's a mix.
Okay. So what is the reason for, let's say, someone, I know not everyone, but like for one person, let's say, the reason to leave this life this time?
They could have just simply been done with their lessons that they need to do on this at this time.
I see. So you assist.
Also, some of them have energies that are not compatible for this new Earth. They have to continue their lesson on different versions of Earth. So those who are aware of the crash are simply in a different version of Earth, and they have to have it play out in a certain way so that it's not so that people are just suddenly disappearing from their reality. There has to be a sequence of events to make it make sense physically in this physical plane and dimension.
And okay, so you assisted some souls?
Most of the souls, yes. Some of them knew where to go.
Yeah. So, yeah, how do you do that? How do you know where to take them to?
Everything is telepathical.
Right.
I just had to stand there and sort of in a way send a message to remind them that yes, they have ended their life experience on Earth at this time, and they are free to plan out either the next life or head on to their next experience.
So no soul was, let's say, traumatized.
No, as this was a premeditated plan, no souls are traumatized.
Hmm. Hmm. And they listened to you when you communicated
It
with
wasn't a listen, I was just simply reminding them of their contract, of what they chose.
them. Yeah, but it's kind of right. This crash is happened in a kind of dramatic way. I guess it doesn't matter.
It's dramatic from the lens of the human. Yes, it can be very dramatic because it's very. I can understand why it's dramatic because it's very aggressive.
Right.
But from a soul's perspective, it's just simply the beginning of a new cycle.
And you happen to be there?
Well, I had to. Everything is synchronistic. I had to be there.
Oh, you
because
had
I was
to.
there at the right time, yes.
Oh. So what do you usually do?
That's what I usually do.
Oh, wow. So let's say this flight happened, I think, almost 10 years ago, 1994. Oh, no, sorry, 2004 or 3. No, sorry, 2014. MH370. Do you know about that one?
Yes,
Yeah, you were there?
I was not there.
Oh,
That's most likely part of a different project, not a part of my civilization's
interesting.
project.
So why you say it's not your project? So every time an airplane crash is a project?
Project is just the closest word and vibration to what it is, but it's not exactly a project or a word and how you guys see it. It's more like there just had to be an event to play out that makes sense to those who are still continuing the experience on Earth, to make it make sense for why those specific souls left. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
But for example, for souls who you said they need to, they are not compatible with this new Earth, but can they just shift into another version? They have to leave like this? They have to leave the physical body like this?
In the cases where they have to continue the lesson on the old version of Earth, because the physical structures there are more compatible for their lessons.
So they
if
can.
That makes any sense.
So yes. They can shift to another version of Earth.
Most likely, if they have died in a traumatic way, that has sort of teleported them to or allowed them to stay in that different version of Earth, most likely the chances of them shifting dramatically to a different version of Earth is not very high. And it has to be on the soul level an agreement that they continue their lesson and their experience on that version of Earth.
I'm not sure if I understand this. Can you explain it a different way?
It's more like the momentum of them changing and shifting to the one that matches the vibration of New Earth is so low that they have to stay in that other old version of Earth, what you guys refer to as the old version of Earth. If that makes sense.
So they want to that version, the old version, which is a less, let's say, evolved version.
You can say it's less evolved, but from our perspective, it's just more compatible with their soul evolution at the moment.
I see. But every airplane crash, it can be right. The reason can be very different.
Yes, because there's nothing that is just. But there's so many possibilities that exist in the universe. You can't always define it as one certain thing.
Right. So this
is really case by case.
Okay, so this time, this airplane crash is the main reason for most people are that reason.
They have completed what they need to complete at this lifetime.
Okay. Interesting. So do you know the true reason for MH and true reason the main reason for MH370?
I do not have an answer at this time.
Okay. Okay. No problem. And I really appreciate your coming through. And you said it, one more question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
sure.
would there be more flight crashes like these before open
I
contact?
do not have an answer at this time for that as well.
Right. Okay.
It's hard to predict.
All right. Again, your name is Cyrus?
Iris.
Iris.
Do you need a spelling for that?
Yes.
Cyrus.
Cyrus. Cyrus. Okay, got it. And but you know, like if there's another, let's say, a plane crash somewhere in the world, I can try to find out if that has something related to you.
You may just call for the most appropriate energy for that, and the most
Okay.
appropriate energy will come through.
Okay, no problem. And I again appreciate your info and insights, and I'll let you go.
Glad to be of help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye for now. And now, this time, I like to take Jessica's awareness, or it can be appropriate energy that is the energy can explain or witness, let's say, some maybe disasters, not doesn't have to be natural disasters, but some events, some happening can be negative that is happening, let's say, towards the end of 25, which is related to open contact. So when I count to 3, you will be able to tell me who you are or what do you see. 1, 2, and 3. Hello.
That information will not be accessible at this time as it does not serve a positive purpose for humanity. This is our higher self speaking.
Okay, I see. When you're just saying that, I feel I got it.
And yes, I think you know why as well.
Right. Okay.
We do not buy into fear mongering stories. We do not do that.
Okay. And so how about positive things that is happening towards the end of this year?
There are a lot of people on your planet that will go through their own internal healing.
Oh.
And the reason why a lot of your psychics predict that 2025 will be a very eventful year because there are a lot of things happening outside and also within. People do not talk enough about what happens within. There's so many things about what will happen to the economy, what will happen in terms of these natural disasters, but people do not realize that sometimes these serve as in a way, a test to see if outside circumstances will still be a distraction to your internal healing.
Right.
The most important thing for humanity to pay attention to at this time is your internal state, because it really does not matter what happens externally. As you know, it really depends. What matters is how you react to what happens externally. So it's really about how you feel internally and how you're healing and progressing internally.
Because we don't talk about that, because we cannot talk about that, because when you go within, it's a feeling.
Yes. And open contact is really about what's happening internally. How are you experiencing your version of open contact?
Right.
How are you coming back to who you really are? which will really determine, are you ready to experience open contact?
So our, let's say, internal world will determine what kind of experience I'm going to have.
Yes.
Mm.
So if we raise our vibrations, we make the open contact happen, right? That's not an external event that happens to us.
Yes,
we make it
because
happen.
you will be ready for open contact because you have done the internal work.
And so if that's the case, it can happen to certain people much earlier.
It already has happened to some people much earlier.
On Earth, on this version of Earth?
No,
Oh, okay. I'm talking about this
it
version.
will not be on this version of Earth.
Okay. But let's say if we...
Again, it's also a collective conscious thing as well.
Right.
So we do have an agreement to live in the same physical world, same physical experience.
Right.
However, if collectively people pay more attention to the internal world, attempt to become more of themselves and really do things that really aligns with who they really are, then collectively there will be that charge, that energy that will push for open contact to happen earlier because as a collective, you guys are all ready.
So for people
There's
who are...
Go ahead.
So sorry, continue.
No, you go ahead.
So for people who is said to be not really compatible with the energy of open contact, they will leave this version in some way with the other, such as through flight crashes.
That can happen. Yes.
Or they can get sick.
Many things can play out.
Right. Or they just disappear from our reality, from whoever, let's say my reality. If I don't see that person, or it's hard to reach out to that person. That, can be, that's the case.
Well, if they have disappeared from your reality, you wouldn't really have a memory of them like that. You wouldn't want to attempt to reach out to them.
Right.
They're not within your memory space.
But let's say if I have some friends, I do think about them sometimes, and
perhaps you're experiencing your own version of them.
Say one more time.
Perhaps you're experiencing your own version of them.
So if I reach out to, let's say, one of them, and this person showed up and also showed interest of open contact, and that is a different version. That is a one version of that person will experience.
That's that version, yes.
Then isn't it like every person has a version that experiences open contact?
Yes, I know.
Oh, can you explain that?
For those who are going to experience open contact, those who you are in contact with will have their own versions of them that are experiencing open contact. Otherwise, the physical experience of having them fade away from your life will be too sudden. It's in a way your own consciousness that creates the version of them to match your frequency and your vibration.
Wow. So
because those who are close to you have some sort of soul contract, and naturally they also vibrate on, in a way, the same frequency as you are, if that makes sense. So let's say your family members or your closest friends.
Right. So can you explain this part one more time? So yes and no part.
Yes and no. So if you look at your life now, your friends, your closest friends, and your family, you will experience, if they do not make it to open contact, you will experience a version of them that will make it to open contact, and they are just reflecting that version of you. And those who are not making to open contact, they are already not in your world. Does that make sense?
So if it's let's say my mom, she I would not be able to see her, so
Because it doesn't make sense for your experience.
so I would create a version of her that is
There will be a version of her in your reality that reflects you back to you.
But this, if it's not my direct family member, then will not be the same case.
Yes, because you don't really have a contract with them to experience
I see.
life together. And they would just simply fade away from the reality. You wouldn't even really have a memory of them or want to reach out to them again.
Right. So we don't have to think too much. It's just our family members.
No, just go with the flow.
Right. Right. If you don't see your parents, that's also okay. They will
What
be.
do you mean by that?
Like after open contact, oh, where are my parents? But they will be somewhere. You still will be able to see them.
I don't understand the question.
So there's no case that, let's say, open contact happened, and then I realized, oh, my parents, they're not in touch with me lately. And so I will reach out to them like, hey, how you're doing? And I will still be able to, right, find them.
So that just means that there is still a version of them that exists in your reality.
Right. Because, and if I say, did you see what happened, right, on TV or right in Times Square? And they will not say, I don't know what happened.
Well, that will be answered once that happens. We do not give out answers like that.
Okay, but let's say with I saw many UFOs and I asked my parents and said, did you see those? And they would not say, what are you talking about?
Because if you're experiencing such a big event like that in reality, there's no way that there's no one around you that will not experience the same thing.
Okay. Right, because otherwise this reality is like there's a gap, right? It's not continued.
Physical reality does not work like that.
Right. Okay. So I think this is, a lot of people would twist their brains, right, to understand this. Well,
because there's really no point of trying to ask about what will happen in the future. You have to understand by doing that, you are creating a certain kind of resistance by not living in the present.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We cannot even ask much, right, about the future.
Because there's no point. There's no point in asking much.
Anything else we can find out about open contact? What do you? Not with you, but yeah, it's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
But we're so excited, and
okay.
Yeah. Anything else before I let you go that you want to let us know about this? All right. Thank you for coming through, and I let you go for now. So now I like to invite the energy that's related to this person. I took a picture of him. This is something that you can search Jessica's memory. So the person has a very strange shape of head. And so I want to know if this is related to hybrid. When I count to 3. 1, 2, and 3. Hello.
This entity will not be accessed at this time.
So he's not just a regular human. And who
we do not have an answer.
Who I'm speaking with?
Mantis gray.
Oh, so I don't know much about you. Are
You
you
don't need to.
positive?
What do you define as positive? There's a lot of
Are you being service to others?
prejudgment.
Are you being service to others?
I just do what I need to do.
Okay. No problem. And I appreciate your, whatever you provided. I let you go. So now, I like to find out, to invite the energy that is related to the clouds that I see. Clouds, they are sometimes occupies the entire sky, and also the moon shape or the color of the moon. Let's say last night was orange, reddish orange color. Or the clouds are sometimes they're covers the entire sky. So whatever the appropriate energy can explain this can come through when I count to 3. 1, 2, and 3. Hello.
Sometimes the clouds are actually manufactured by the ET as a cover.
So can you say one more time?
The clouds are put there or they're manufactured by a lot of ETs as a cover.
Right.
Because the energy from the spaceship is not allowed to go through to Earth at this time. However, they are still physically in the skies of Earth, just in a different dimension, so that humans cannot see it.
I see. Okay. And thank you for this info. And I let you go. And the next one, I'm gonna invite the energy.
So I like to invite the most appropriate energy that can give some insights about the general energy of the world at this time, such as more conflict between some political figures and right. So when I count from 1 to 3, the most appropriate energy will come into Jessica's body. 1, going deeper. 2, almost here. And 3. Who am I speaking with?
You can call me Ryan.
All right.
Where are you from?
I am from the universe. I don't really have a home.
Okay. So what you can tell us about, there's some conflicts, let's say, between Trump and Elon Musk.
Well, that simply just plays into the overall picture, the overall story that humanity is going through at the moment.
So are we
Really
going?
a lot of energies that are being thrown back and forth.
So what made you feel that you are the most appropriate energy for this type of questions?
Because I'm always watching over my station.
Oh.
Are you alone or do you work with other people?
I work with other Greys.
Oh, so you're
we
one
watch the progress.
I see. So how we're doing?
You're doing. It's going on. that's
Okay.
going.
We're not
We
doing
we don't have a personal judgment.
Mm.
It is what it is.
Okay.
So we are on the track to open contacts happening next year, 2026.
That's a question you should ask yourself. Are you on track to open contact?
Right. I see. That makes sense.
Because there are many, many different versions of Earth, and which one you will experience is the one that you are the most aligned to.
So, yeah, while you're in the ship and watching,
Because we track the progress of Earth.
Do you report it to anyone?
We don't report, we share the same brain. We share the same network.
So let's say the network with the Galactic Federation.
No, it's just among ourselves.
Oh,
The
okay.
Greys.
So let's say the Galactic Federation, they're also monitoring.
What do you refer to as the Galactic Federation? Is that another human concept?
Let's say the government of this universe.
We are all the governments of the universe.
You always can say that interstellar alliance.
What about it?
So they also are. They are how to say on the same page with you.
Well, in a sense, we are all on the same page.
Right. So who organized this
project?
It's sort of like something that we all agreed on to do.
So not just the consciousness on Earth, but also our ET family and ET connections?
To adjust the consciousness on Earth, we cannot interfere, we just watch.
Oh, so you don't really do much when open contact happens?
We cannot interfere at this point.
All right. Okay. So that's good for now. And
are there any other questions you would like to ask about this?
What did you think that we can know from you?
In regards to?
The progress we're making.
Well, Earth is always going through its different cycles, and we're just watching it play out. It's easy for you to say if there's progress, not because you're living it moment by moment. However, we are watching it as an overall timeline.
So if more individuals raise their consciousness, is it possible, right, for the collective consciousness agreement about the time of open contact to change, right, or to happen much earlier if more people changed quicker?
So early are you thinking?
So we asked this question because, for example, we helped more people to raise their consciousness in the best way that we can. So to raise the collective consciousness, the collective frequency. So will the open contact event
will happen earlier?
Is there anything that we can do?
Well, if there's faster internal progress, there will be faster external progress. That's just the law.
Can you say the sentence one more time?
If there is faster internal progress and there is faster external progress, that is just the law.
So if we don't change, there is a chance of open contact not happening if not enough people on Earth change.
Well, on this timeline, the chances of open contact happening are very high. You're already on this timeline. The fact that you know about it, you're already on this timeline.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to hear this kind of almost like a confirmation for us.
Why do you need a confirmation if you know?
Yeah, what you just said, it sounds like a confirmation. But we really appreciate your info today, and thank you for the effort you guys are making.
We do not use or put in effort. Everything is effortless.
I know, and we want to live that way as well.
And live it. You don't need to want to live it. Just live it.
Okay, I will definitely do that way. And thank you for coming through. And now I'm going to I will have Jessica's awareness to be back. And when I count to 3, and you will be back feeling wonderful all over. 1, you're coming back very nicely. 2, almost here. And 3, coming back and feeling wonderful, recharged, and energized.
Okay, I'm back.
Thank you. And yeah, we can stop. And so Jessica, you can leave if you want to. And I'll talk to you later. Thanks again.
Okay, later. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, so I would like to share a little bit about our activities that are happening. So Monday and Tuesday, we usually have our spiritual Q&A and like a spiritual talk. So if you have any questions, you can drop in the chat box in the comments. And on Wednesdays, we have our group hypnosis workshop in which you can come and block any of the stuckness where you feel some energy that's in your body that you feel uncomfortable with, or if you feel any pain that you want to release. Naomi will bring you to a healing place dedicated for you to receive this healing from universal healers and energetic beings. So that is a great way to help you relieve the stress and the anxiety and the energy blockage that you feel. And on Thursdays, we have our usual Hypno-Channeling in English, and we will explore topics such as recent events that are happening in the world, about open contact, and about mystery events. So if you have anything that you're curious about, you can also put them in the comments. And thank you guys for joining today.
Thank you and bye.